Good morning from snowy Kentucky. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Brian's Knives here. Today, I thought I might do a short series over the next week or two on some favorite EDC knives. And so we're going to start that today with one of the very first knives that I purchased when I started kind of getting back into knives a bit and really started looking for some possible EDC knives that, they would go in the pocket, be big enough to do 95% of the task that I run into each day, not weigh a ton, and then I was really looking for something American made. So these three knives that I'll be showing you over the course of the next week or two all meet that criteria. And so, it's hard to narrow EDC knives down to three, but I think these are three very popular ones. People are going to be familiar with them. And so maybe if you're looking for your first EDC knife, you might find this video helpful, just helping you narrow down some things, learn maybe a little bit of history of the knife, its design, how long it's been around. So we'll be talking about some of those things. And today I wanted to start with a knife that I originally gave to my wife Heather because I thought it might be a good EDC knife for her, and that is the Kershaw Leek. And here it is. It's an assisted opening knife. It has that kind of famous modified Warncliffe blade shape that these knives are known for, although I think now there's actually maybe some other options as well. And that's one great thing about the Kershaw Leek is it comes in a whole bunch of different colors and handle materials. You name it, you can probably customize it or choose one that is to your liking. They've even got a couple of leeks. One looks like, I think, a trout. Another one looks like, I think it's a bass, maybe. And so quite a variety, right, with the Kershaw Leek. Some of you will know this knife was designed by Ken Onion, and I think it actually, yeah, it says it right there on the blade itself. As you can probably tell there, Ken Onion design. Very nice little knife, really light. They've been making these for over 20 years. Ken Onion is probably the most well-recognized knife designer in the world today. And so this was one of his designs, and I believe he also designed a Kershaw that I used to have, the Blur. I kind of wish I had it back, honestly. I kind of miss it. But anyway, this Leek is certainly a familiar knife to many. The other great thing about them, they don't break the bank either. And so if you're looking for maybe a new EDC knife, but you don't want to invest a couple $100s in something, the Leek can be a really fine choice for that. They do contain their famous SpeedSafe technology, which gives us this one-handed deployment. And you can do that by the flipper right here on the back to launch the blade. Or if your hands aren't too big, you can use these thumb studs, but they are pretty tiny. But I can still launch it with the thumb stud as well. So that's kind of something to be aware of there. But the flipper works great. Thumb studs probably could be just a tiny bit taller. but everything's a trade-off, right? So I get that. It looks like the original Leek featured a 410 stainless steel handle and a modified drop point blade. That's what they're calling it, often described as Warncliffe or reverse Tonto, with a very acute tip. And it does. It's got a super sharp, thin tip on this knife. And so one of the things, you don't really want to be doing with it is prying things with that tip, because it will break off. It's just not made for that. It's a very slicey blade, but it has a very thin tip, which, is great for certain things. But you don't want to be using it as a pry bar either, because you'll certainly break the tip off of it if you do. The other great thing about the Leek is it's made in the USA, right in Kershaw's facility there in Oregon. So it's an American-made knife. You're supporting an American company when you buy a Kershaw product. So that's always a plus as far as I'm concerned. It's not that I don't buy China knives or I don't like China knives. So there's some great knives being made overseas. But I do prefer American-made knives when given the choice. They also included something called, let's see, what is that called? I forget. Anyway, it's got this little safety feature built in right here. And so if you have the knife closed, you can slide that over, and I believe that goes over the tip of the knife, and then there's no way to deploy that. I guess that's probably part of their SpeedSafe technology overall, but it's got it's got this little safety device on it, and that way, if you're worried about it deploying in your pocket for some reason, you can slide that on, and the knife won't open until it's the safety is toggled back off on it. So I've carried this a lot. I've never used that. I've never had an issue with it trying to open on its own. But, if you're worried about that, that's one of the things that you can do to keep that from happening. So that's a cool thing. What else about the Kershaw Leek? Let's see what are some options right now that they have on that knife. Looking at the Kershaw website, they do have, and I'll try to throw some screenshots in so you can see what I'm talking about. They got a new handle design called King's Camo, and it's really cool looking. They've got it both available in the Leek and the Blur, which would be another reason I'd kind of like to have a Blur back. But anyway, I really think it's a cool looking knife. Looks like these run $107 right now on the Kershaw site. This one has the typical Warncliffe style blade. Let's see what it says here. Yeah. Plain knife edge, assisted opening. Oh, these are a liner lock. I think I forgot to mention that earlier. So when you open them, you can see the lock up there on the liner lock. This knife locks up good and tight. Never had an issue with that. Had it a couple of years so far. So that's something to be aware of. But it used to be, I think some of those, maybe they still are, were frame locks. This one that I've had is a liner lock, so I'm not as familiar with those. The pocket clip is reversible. You can wear it right, tip up, tip down. And we talked about, and it looks like they do offer, they do have a black Cerakote pocket clip on them. And, the only thing I don't like about the pocket clip is it's not really deep carry. So you've got, this part of the knife that sticks up out of your pocket. I would rather have a deep carry pocket clip on this. But other than that, it's fine. It works fine. But that could be improved in my opinion, at least. So let's see what else. So they have that King's Camo Leek. Let's see here. Yeah, Rainbow Trout. We talked about that one. They have a black wash version. That's kind of cool. Really nice looking knife. Let's take a look at, pull this one up here. $115 for it, which is nice. It's got the 14C 28N steel in it. Very nice. All stainless steel handle on that one. And looks like this one's a frame lock, so I was right about that. I thought that was the case, that they were still mostly frame locks. All right, Miss Lexi decided she needed to join us for the video today. Yeah, and I was looking at this this leek called the Random Leek in black wash. $115 in the Kershaw site. Pretty cool. A couple of things that are different about that one is it has that reverse Tonto blade on it, which I really like personally. So that's really cool. And then it's a frame lock as well. It has the black wash handle color there. Very nice. Same 14C 28N high performance stainless steel, which is cool. And then, of course, has all the assisted opening, the safety feature. That's called tip lock, by the way. I noticed that just a second ago. But yeah, another great looking knife. Would work out well for an EDC knife. They have some blades that are serrated. So if you like a serrated blade, those are available. They've got them in all kinds of colors. There's a teal one, there's an orange one, a purple one, an olive colored one. The black wash that we talked about, there's one that's just black. Rainbow Trout, USA Flag, King's Camo. So yeah, lots of different choices there to choose from. And you can tell we've got like I think this is about a 3-inch blade. Let me see what the specs say on it here. Liner lock. Yep, blade length is 3 inches on these. Looks like, let's see, yep. And I believe this one, I think mine has the stone washed finish on it, which is kind of nice because it helps hide scratches and things like that on the knife. But yeah, it's, it would certainly be an EDC knife to consider if you're thinking about picking something up. I read somewhere, I thought it was kind of a funny way to put it in a way, but I can see where they were coming from. They said this is like the perfect dad knife because, it's big enough to get a lot done, but not a huge knife that's going to draw a lot of attention when you got it open and you're using it. Doesn't weigh much, hardly anything. I think they're less than 3 ounces, something like 2.6 ounces. So very light knife, and you really don't know it when you're packing it. It's it just kind of disappears there, and you don't pay much attention to it at all. And so yeah. So overall, I think it's a great knife. I've enjoyed carrying it and using it. Like I said, if I were to improve a couple of things on the knife, I would swap out the pocket clip and maybe consider making those thumb studs a tiny bit bigger if you really do want those to be functional. Like I said, I can do it, but I can imagine some guys with bigger hands would have trouble being able to access that thumb stud. But again, it's not a major thing because you got the flipper anyway, and it opens super easy. So anyway, I think that's about it on the Leek. I just thought I would talk to you a little bit about one of these EDC knives that I've enjoyed carrying, and maybe it would be something for you to consider if you're looking for a new or different EDC knife. And like I said, the nice thing is they're not super expensive. I don't remember. I don't think I paid quite $100 for this one when I bought it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was not expensive compared to a lot of other USA made knives. So anyway, well, guys, I won't drag this on any longer than it needs to be. But thanks so much for tuning in, and things are going okay here in Kentucky. Where the streets are decent here in town. I took Heather to work this morning. Fayette County's kind of a mixed bag over there. They don't seem like they've done quite the work that they have here in Jessamine County. But anyway, I got her over to work today, dropped her off, and didn't really have any trouble much. But four-wheel drive makes all the difference on these snowy roads. So anyway, all right, guys, well, you take care. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.